Taiko no Tatsujin! Wait, that's the wrong Tatsujin. Oh god! Oh god, what have I done? I don't know anything about this game. No, this is, it's been a long time since I watched that classic game room video on Truxton. All I remember is whenever he said it, he would always say it, Truxton. Like he would say it I actually probably didn't go deep enough there. But who really can replicate it ultimately, except for classic game room? I sure can't. Truxton. I just remember when he said, gosh, this was probably like 10 years ago or something, but when he was like he finally got the case for Truxton on the Genesis, and he was talking to like GameSack or something. He was like, I finally got the box for Truxton. That's what him specifically talking about the box is what I always think of whenever I think of him saying Truxton. But God, that was so long ago. 1,000,000 years ago, it might as well be. But yes, let's see here. Let's cut to game screen, go on. No, not that one. This one. Boy, oh boy, playing Truxton in 3x4. What? It was not this one. Maybe the old ones. The old ones were vertical shooters that could support it, so maybe then. But let's see. We want also sound. Sound would be good, right? Also in my headphones. Let's see here. I feel like this is maybe somewhere about right. Oh, the original one he took down? I don't know if I actually realized that. Again, it's been so long, and it's such like a thing on. It's been such a thing on Classic Game Room for what feels like decades. That I just thought it was in the water. It was just in everything. All right. Well, I should start this out by saying I am not a Tatsujin no Tatsujin. That's my terrible oyaji gyagu, my terrible like dad joke there. Because Tatsujin, of course, being a Japanese word for master or expert, Taiko no Tatsujin means like drum master, taiko drum master, taiko drum expert. So I am not a Tatsujin no Tatsujin. In fact, I have barely played any Tatsujin or Truxton games ever. So take that for what you will. But we'll see how far we get, because I've heard people say that this is kind of on the easy side. We'll find out. Chibi UFO, you're just in time for, let's see if I can do it again. Truxton. I just got the box for Truxton. It's the best classic game room I can do. Sorry, I can't do any better than that. We had to get all the classic game room jokes out of the way, though, even though I'm sure there will be more to come throughout the stream. Mostly just the one. Mostly just me saying Truxton in a deep voice, because that's the classic game room joke. So that's about all we got. That's going to be the height of humor for tonight. All right, so I am not a Tatsujin no Tatsujin. I don't have much experience with these games, so I'm not particularly coming into this from a place of authority. And if I'm being honest with you, I've played more horizontal shooters than I have vertical shooters. Not like I haven't played any vertical shooters, but I'm much more of a horizontal guy, if I'm being honest with myself here. Hi, Nappy. But the man who makes delicious food has arrived, everyone. Let's see. Actually, there are at least two people on that Discord who make delicious food, but I might say that Nappy is the leader. Anyway, yep, this is a sort of a surprise comeback for this series, to be honest. They even formed the Truxton Company. That's not what it's called, but I'd like calling it. Well, is it? It's kind of called that, right? It's called like, what did I put in the name of the stream explainer? Yeah, kinda. Tatsujin Co. Limited, so the Truxton Company the Tatsujin Company, not the Truxton Company. Whatever. the Tatsujin Company Limited. So they're back, and it does have many of the same people. Well, we appreciate you posting those food pictures, Nappy. If nothing else, it makes me hungry and jealous. Despite not having much experience with the series, I don't feel good about going right in on Heart Starter. I mean, maybe if this game really wallops me. Red Spectra, you've come too! You're just in time. The Tatsujin games has kind of been this series that I've known has been a little bit of a blind spot for me, and I've just never really done anything to fix. So I'm still like, I know they're balls hard. At least those first two are. But you know what? We're gonna see how balls hard this one is. And apparently we get to watch comics in between the scenes, so that's fun. Let's see. In a future where humans had colonized 7 Earth-like planets. The splash. Truxton Extreme! How's that sound on stream? Not too loud, right? Okay. Yeah, credit feeding is absolutely what I would have to do. I might credit feed this if it allows me to credit feed it. This is one of those modern video games, so I'm not sure how many chances I'll get here. Depends on how arcade-like they made it, I suppose. Boom! Kaboom! I think this one has a multiplayer too, but you like share lives and bombs, and sounds kind of crazy. Rose's anti-geranium weapons development culminated in the high-tech tactical fighter Javelin. However, was this melty-faced man piloting the Javelins meant giving up one's physical body, as you do when you pilot a spaceship. You have to give up your physical body. It's very well known. To recover the 7 colony planets and defend Earth from the invaders, the World Union is seeking pilots. Hope I remember what voice I gave this guy. Oh, and they're all just like in their like skivvies, their like flight suits or whatever. Humph. With reverence, the people called those heroes who chose the hard path to protect Earth Truxtons. I mean Tatsujins. I mean Tatsujin. Singular. Because Japanese doesn't use plural in the same way. Yeah. Okay. All right. Was that it? I guess that was it. Okay. There's our Truxton skull. We got a thing here. Hello, Nick. I've only watched a little gameplay, to be honest. I'm coming in pretty green myself. Let's see here. We like power-ups. Power-ups are good. Speed is good. Especially in these games, you gotta be able to move. And you can toggle speed from what I understand. There we go. Yep, we hit the button what makes us go faster. And then, of course, in typical Tatsujin fashion, we've got different weapons. But, oh god, that's what happens when I look at chat. I get blasted by a gigantic laser. 5 consecutive streams, Chibi UFO. Thank you, thank you. Now we've got this blue laser, which appears to lock on, or like home in some form or fashion. Oh, you gotta be in front of them first, and then it kind of hooks on. I can see where this would be useful, but not exactly the most useful thing, like, right out the gate, I would say. Yeah, give me the white one. The white one's homing. I've heard that the homing one is good. It feels a little underpowered when you have bosses or something you're really trying to burn down. But just for the regular spread, it's pretty good. And then we've got the focused fire, the EX fire here that's tied to a gauge that we kind of build up by defeating clusters of enemies. Batsugun Extreme, you and a lot of people are hoping for that one, I feel like. Like the song. Song's good. Also, I made the terrible mistake of putting on hand lotion before using an arcade stick, which is giving me an extra slippery time here. I mean, I didn't like slather it on or anything, but even a little does a lot when it comes to arcade sticks. All right, I probably should start figuring out what weapons do what, because I would have rather kept the white one, to be honest about it. Let's see here. Yes, give me that again.
Let's go.
Let's go. We got the white one back. Give me that homing. And the, what was it? The green one, I guess, is pretty good. The green one is like a, like a straight, you know, facing laser type dealy, which is probably good for bosses. Aren't asteroids kind of supposed to be tanky, though? They usually are in most games, right? Oh, what do we got here? Okay. Oh, bomb. I gotta... Remember, bomb is next to the shot button. Okay. So you've got... I don't remember if this was the case with the old Tatsujin games. Did you have kind of an EX shot meter type deal in that? I'm not really sure. But yes, these asteroids are quite tanky. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. See if we can get some EX on that. Yeah. Especially the large ones there. Which I guess you would expect, right? Oh boy. Okay. Might as well finish that gauge out. Ooh. Very rude of them to give me a field full of asteroids to dodge with other things happening. What is this, Life Force? Or Salamander? Where we have to deal with goddamn fields of asteroids? Yeah, this is good. I like this song. Well, it's a different song now than it was earlier, but yeah, good music so far. I agree. All right, they're gonna throw me a... Okay, these guys don't fire a lot. They seem to only really fire when they turn. Come on. Clear the asteroids before I get that. Look at this powered up white shot. Man, oh man. This is the stuff right here. Yeah, it's got some energy. That's sort of tradition for this series, right, though? It's got the soundtrack is like a storied part of it. Now it's like, look at the coverage on this. Good lord. Oh. You turn away for just a second. Just a second. Purple? Alright, and then that one comes up. Okay, you could barely see it on screen. I at least feel a little more justified in my mistake there. Oh, it's an arranged version of the original level 2 music. Interesting. I wish I knew the old songs well enough to even be able to make that. I'm glad someone does. Give me all the power-ups. Sally! See, now I'm kind of seeing their trick. They're like, okay, they're gonna put one on screen, and then they're gonna make another appear before I can really, like, fully process what it was, right? So they're gonna do it again. Yep, there it is again. They got one trick, at least for now. I'm sure they have many other tricks lined up for me. Bomb. I gotta remember I got a bomb. And I gotta be willing to, I gotta have one finger over the bomb, right? That's the Truxton way. This is like panic bombing the game as far as I'm concerned. I gotta get into that spirit. Oh yeah. Yeah. Can't do it as well as Lovin'. Oh god, okay, good. I was like, I may have cornered myself there. Okay. It's so good. It's such a good laugh. All right. Good job. Really? Okay. Okay. Well, now we know this. They did not particularly take the arcade approach with this. So that's something. All right, let's have a second look at our title screen here. I'm going to reconsider my approach for this first playthrough. So, okay. Now, okay, I originally sort of assumed when I looked at Heartstarter that meant easier, not only because of no immediate game over, but also, like, so if the difficulty isn't tuned down, then I think I'm kind of okay with starting here until I learn the game better. Because if this is what they mean by easy, it's just like, oh, okay, one death does not... Yeah, I'm gonna... Call me weak. Exactly. Koko ga Tatsujin no sekai. Ore no sekai janee. Okay, so... Let's... You know what? I'm not too ashamed to do it. If it means that I get to continue on a little bit longer, we don't get to see the comic, but I feel like I gotta get my legs under me here before I can do an arcade playthrough. 'Cause like 3 lives or whatever that is just not a lot. When you're learning the game, you know? Talking about credit feeding, you know, when they don't even, like, give you the chance to, necessarily. So, I kind of thought maybe that's what they would do. Oh, yeah, here's our green one, which is just a more focused laser, it looks like. We just gotta be a little careful there, yeah. Again, I feel like just going by my shmup instincts, I feel like, oh yeah, look at how much quicker it takes down the asteroids. It's like absolutely more powerful. But it doesn't have the coverage that this guy does, so I kind of feel like there's still some merit in going this route, at least for the main part of the level, especially with like the EX shot and whatnot. Oh, okay, I haven't gotten this one yet. Alright, this is just sort of... This is an interesting weapon. What would you even... Like, it's like fingers. I would, Oh, do they? Speedruns have, like, flattened out to be kind of a specific time frame, or a specific time, even? I think I'm gonna stick with this for now. I have not watched anyone speedrun or any, like, you know, super plays of this or anything. Going in completely blind. What's the speedrun time-ish for this? If you happen to know. Let's see here. How quick can we burn you down? See if we need to do EX fire. Nah, we don't necessarily. Oh, I should use that meter, though. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, you can't... Yeah, you can't really speedrun this, can you? Like, there's no making it go faster. It just kind of takes as long as it takes. Nice, like, farting noise that the... thing makes there. Okay, I guess we're getting this for this. I did not necessarily mean to pick that up, but it is kind of locking on to pieces of it. So what happens if we... yeah. Alright, here's those bullet patterns. I mean, they're kind of taking it easy on me at first, right? Finger on the bomb, finger on the bomb. You know how we do with the finger on the bomb. Just like that. We keep that finger on the bomb. Thank you. It's only level 1. We got a long ways to go, I suspect. Oh, he's the last boss in the original. I guess that's a allusion to, well, not allusion's not really the right word, right? But like, the last boss in the last game is the first boss now. Wait, what? Huh? Did I like hit a button by accident to exit out? Is that what happened? Wait, is this gonna like, what? I'm extremely confused as to what even happened there. Surely that can't be one level only, right? Surely not. Did anyone happen to see? I mean, it was very quick, so probably not, but did anyone happen to see if, like, I hit a button by mistake or something? It doesn't take that long to get through it, so I'll give it a shot again, but, like, only thing I can think of is maybe I put my finger on a button unintentionally and, like, I hit an option to exit or something? Maybe? Which I certainly did not mean to do, if that's what I did. But otherwise, like, it's very difficult for me to believe that this game is, like, this mode is one level long? That seems not correct. But if it happens again, then I guess we don't do this mode anymore because it's only one level. But that just seems so strange. That they would be like, oh, this is the easier mode where death doesn't mean game over. But then it's like, oh, and also it's only one level. That seems not right. So I'm gonna assume that I hit a button by mistake that said quit or something. Even though it's also kind of weird that it wouldn't have given me the usual game confirmation, you know, are you sure you want to quit? You know, that kind of thing, like that most games do. But whatever, we'll see. Is everyone's Truxton experience with the home ports, with the arcade games? What kind of a spread do we got? Going here? I feel like I've played the Genesis version, but like mostly the arcade games for me. What little experience I even have with those. I wonder if they sell the soundtrack for this or not. Nobody plays Truxton. Everybody talks about it, but nobody plays it. It's pretty difficult. I mean, I would believe that not many people play it, nearly as many people play it well as they do talk about it. All right, this weapon worked pretty well. I feel like this weapon is a little bit more desirable when you are going through thicker bullet patterns, because there's a little bit of a set and forget element to it where you can just sort of, you know, focus a little more on dodging and being blown up by giant lasers, because I didn't hit my bomb like a dum-dum. All right, I'm not touching a button. We're gonna see what happens. Okay. It says any end, so there isn't a specific button to like cancel or anything. Yeah, I totally believe that the blue weapon is required for the later levels. All right, so I'm going to hit any button, and it's probably... Is it just going to take me back to the type? What a weird mode. Why is it one level? Oh, I bet I know what's happening here. I bet it only does what levels you've unlocked, right? I bet that's how it is. So, let's see here. We can do game settings. I'm gonna crank up my lives a little bit here. That's okay. I'm learning the game. I'm okay with not being on online leaderboards. So I'm thinking it only allows you to do what levels you've unlocked. So I guess I'm trying to think which one of these would be... Well, I can change the settings for arcade mode to be 5 lives as I did, so maybe I'll just say arcade mode and see it. So I'm thinking the more you play and the more you get to, the more you'll be able to do in like heart whatever. I'm thinking that's how this works. Come on, I put myself in a bad position there. There we go. We definitely want the faster speed here. Because that slow speed is pretty darn slow. I assume there's probably some particularly rough patterns that you're going through at some point to where you would want... you would want it to be set up like that. You would want them to be moving slower just to be able to dodge them. But I don't feel like I've run into that just yet. Give me the white one for now. Only familiar with the arcade versions. I suspect those ports were probably pretty compromised, like a lot of shmup ports were back in the day. You know, you did not have a lot of like super fateful ones. I mean, you definitely had some. But you usually had to go to like the PC Engine. Yeah, I definitely don't really necessarily hear people talking bad about them or whatever, but back then it was difficult to get a home port that was like, oh yeah, this is as good as the arcade version. That was practically unheard of. But you know, when you couldn't go to the arcade all the time, which not many of us could, at least I couldn't, not all the time. You had to take what you could get, because you didn't have things like MAME, or really any way of emulating anything. Yeah, I haven't done a clear of UN Squad. I mean, I've definitely played UN Squadron, like, in my life. I played both versions of UN Squadron, because the arcade game is kind of a different game than the Super Nintendo one is. Like, not completely and utterly, but fundamentally, it's like they don't do exactly the same things. But I like the idea of UN Squadron. I just haven't realized, or I just haven't put the time in to learn the clear. Oh yeah, we're in like such a good time for shmups that it's ridiculous, especially if you have like a Steam account and you can play the indie stuff. Like, it's nuts. There are so many of them. And many of them are good. And many of the old ones are getting reissues and what have you, so a lot, I mean, not everything, obviously, but a lot of stuff is much more available than it used to be. Oh yeah, that Gradius collection. Whew. I need to do a Salamander 3 run at some point here. Finger on bomb. Finger on bomb. Saying that to myself more than anything. Not gonna do me much good there, is it? I did not hit that bomb quick. This is not. This is not boding well. I hate to give y'all a stream where you have to sit here and watch me grind my skills back up, but that might be what this is for a little while. For as much as I would love to blame the moisturizer that I put on before this, I think that's only part of the story. Okay, at least I hit the damn bomb there. God's sake. Come on. I would like the power-ups. Thank you very much. I don't know if anything Castlevania can be considered a waste of cartridges. I haven't streamed it yet, but I'm a big Castlevania 1 guy, especially. Yeah, I mean, certainly you can talk about, you know, oh, this game should have had more content, or that game should have had more content, or whatever, and you wouldn't necessarily be wrong. Those Konami games certainly can run short. I don't know why I'm bothering to get more power-ups. My power gauge is already maxed. Oh yeah, I've never done a second loop in Castlevania 1. I don't really know why I would. I'm generally not like a two-loop clear guy in general. Even in like Gradius 1, a game that I'm pretty decent at, I generally don't do a whole... I mean, there's people who can like loop Gradius like a million goddamn times over, I know. But, I I'm not interested in playing that many loops of Gradius, if I'm being honest. Why would I? That's a lot of loops. That's why they had to put, like, at a lot of retro arcades in Japan, they had to put they had to raise the price of Gradius 1 because people would just come in there and play it, like, forever. On 1 coin. Alright, we'll do the blue. I like the blue for, Alright, finger on bomb. Finger on bomb. Put the goddamn finger on the bomb. Okay, I just felt not ready for that. Okay. Okay. And then we got the angled lasers coming at some point, right? There they are. Okay, good. The reaction time. It's probably just a me problem. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, Ghosts and Goblins has the whole thing where you're meant to loop it, right? If you want to get the true ending. Or loops of Contra? I have never seen a person who looped Contra. Even though I know it's theoretically possible. This is probably not a good weapon to get here, if I'm being honest. This is probably maybe the worst weapon I could have gotten here. Because I can't really hit anything off from the side. But, oh, okay. This is fun. Dark Souls loops are almost like a completely different thing, though, right? No worries. Thanks for stopping by, Libra. Maybe sometime I'll make it past the first level. Yeah, green. I did not particularly mean to have green for the boss there. With having to come in from the sides like that, not exactly ideal. I think this one's kind of the sweet spot for a boss that you have to do dodging in, honestly. I just gotta be a little bit quicker with that bomb finger, too. I was thinking I was gonna get hit by that one. I can't believe I keep missing the bomb there. Alright. Time to lock in. I can do this, he tells himself desperately. I can clear the first... Well, I mean, I did clear the first level of the game, but I can start it in, or I can get through it in this particular mode. To be honest, most of the shmups that I know well aren't particularly frantic bullet patterns. Now, I mean, you can argue whether or not this is really frantic or not, right? It's only the first goddamn level. Believe me, I know how it sounds. But, you know, I'm used to your Gradiuses and your R-types and your Dariuses and things like that, which don't, in general, kind of, have this sort of principle in terms of, like, how the bullets behave and how tightly packed some of the patterns are. This is a little more Danmaku-ish, I would say. Yeah, and like a memo-heavy game, I'm no stranger to, right? But yeah, coming into this, it definitely helps to to have memorized some of it at least. Yeah, I can't wait to get to later stuff where it's like, oh, you just had to know that was coming. Classic shmup 101, I guess, really. I mean, R-Type 2, boy oh boy is R-Type 2 like that, and I don't think I have much R-Type 2 skill these days, but for a while there, back when I was practicing it more, I was relatively consistent at it. I don't think I ever quite got a 1cc, but I came very, very close. And that game is brutal if you don't go through and memorize a lot of things. So I get the idea. But that's okay. I mean, honestly, like, it's been a long time since I've been the type of person who is, like, frustrated by deaths in games like this. Like, they're difficult games. You're meant to learn them, right? You're not meant to come in, I mean, unless you're, like, a super pro shmup player, which apparently I am not. But, like, you're meant to have to, you know, grind a little bit, and like I'm pretty okay with that. That's how you learn one credit clears, and that's how you learn games, you know? It's a feature, not a bug. It's part of the process. Give me my bomb. I wonder where they got that sound from. Like, they were like, we have to make something that vaguely resembles a fart for when someone picks up the bomb. Because otherwise, what are we even doing? Yeah, I mean, I feel like the only way you would really be frustrated by something like that is if you're just a weirdo who's like, I am good at every video game, and I should be able to just come in and do amazing from, you know, square one. And it's like, I'm sure there are people like that, but God, I've never been that person. Certain types of games more so than others, to be sure, but I don't remember you doing that last time from that particular position, but okay. Finger on bomb button. Finger on bomb button. And also just be off to the side, I suppose. Didn't want to take any chances there. And I feel like, at least in this first level, this game's given you a pretty alright number of bombs, so, like, they probably just want you to use them, you know? He says as he doesn't use them. Honestly, for me, it's like, it's not me forgetting to hit the bomb there, it's just me not hitting the button fast enough. Though I assure you, I do have one finger on it. I think my power is already... my weapon power is already maxed here. not really. Oh no, it's not max. Because so there's three meters to fill up for each P level. You would think I would have actually remembered that happened there. It has definitely been a while since I've... Alright. Yep. Okay. And then we're gonna repeat this a few more times, right? Yeah, okay. Now I think I'm at max weapon power. Yep, okay. The itchy nose. Yep, okay. Now we might be kind of running up to the boss. Coming close anyway. I did not like being sandwiched in between both of them like that. That was not giving me good feelings. All right. Yeah. Okay, do we have these yet? Yes, we... Why did I do that? Alright, I just fucking bombed my way through that, and you know what? I don't really care. When I'm first learning a shooter that has bombs, I am the world's biggest panic bomber. Not to be confused with the video game panic bomber. Not that you could tell, but the old headset that I'd been using up until now, and I looked up my order history since 2021, finally died. Pieces started like falling off of it and stuff, like plastic pieces, and I got the new HyperX model that's very, very similar in appearance, which is why you probably could never tell, but despite it seeming to have the same amount of padding in all the same places, it must be something about it not being fully broken in yet, because I can still like feel it on the top of my head, even though that old one, that was the most comfortable headset I've ever worn in my life. Like I can wear it for hours and hours and never feel it. All right. Finally, we are to a second level. My God. It's amazing. I would prefer to have a different weapon at this particular point, though. I don't know if I want that weapon, though. I would like the white one, please. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And I got no bombs. So finger on bomb isn't going to do anything for me yet. Yeah, I had a feeling something was going to happen there. Another good one. Another good song, that is. Like, seriously, I'm gonna have to see if even digitally they've made the soundtrack, like, available in any capacity. I would very much just listen to this Casualty. Also a Truxton 2 tune? Okay. Maybe all the good ones are, remixes from 2. Level 1 even. Oh, that's an interesting EX version of that. Nice, okay. Oh, the CD, maybe there's like a special version of it that came with a CD soundtrack or something. So I'm just playing this on Steam, so I don't even think I got a digital soundtrack with it, which is, you know, not unusual. I'm not complaining or anything. If they sell the CD individually, I would consider buying it. I am a weirdo because I don't buy, when it comes to new games, I don't buy a lot of physicals, there's a bomb, stuff anymore, but CDs! Oh, give me all the CDs! I can't explain my inconsistent view on things. Oh, Truxton 2 CD, okay. Yeah, I assume those have had CD soundtracks for quite some time now. I think I had stuff behind me, which means it's that time in the video game. Plus, it's hard, even if you're dying, it's hard to be angry with, like, music this good. You got the nice, like, nice, like, driving bass line in there, too. Okay, alright. Good. Maybe I should have picked up the green there, but... Bomb? Oh, here's bomb. Okay. Apparently I got more bombs than I realized at some point, because... Oh, bah. Okay. I'm also slowly starting to suspect that maybe due to, old age or vision or any number of things that, like, I'm having a harder time seeing bullets than I maybe used to. And I just didn't hit bomb there quickly enough. Alright, at least maybe I get to start from 2 because I picked arcade mode and you get to pick what stage you start from. So I don't have to go through the whole gamut. I don't think it's a bullet visibility thing in this necessarily, but gosh, what was I playing? When I was playing Geppy X, I don't think I said it out loud, but I was sitting there thinking, like, some of these bullets I'm having a hard time even, like, making out. But I don't think this game particularly has that problem. I think it's just, yes, classic game room intensifies. Yelling in classic game room. Whatever that means. It just means saying Truxton over and over again, I think. I'll take the green, because that's what you're giving me. But it's not what I want. Not yet. This is what I want. Thank you. I think this is the fast one. I might not have Battle Garega. Oh god, Battle Garega is like the poster child for that, right? Like what? I can't fucking see it. What do you mean it hit me? I've also not, I know people who are big Battle Greg players, but oh no. Yeah, we're not taking a chance there. No, sir. Yep, all the shred. Well, Battle Garega is its own wonderful little thing, right? Where it's like, you have to like, well, you don't have to, but often like a strategy is like killing yourself to take rank down, like self-exploding, you know, Jibaku, you know, purposely exploding yourself just to control rank, because that game's rank is nuts. For as much of like a shmup staple as it is, I think I'm going on the can't tell if I'm on the faster mode or the slower mode. And also, I don't know if that was fully necessary, but I wasn't sure if they were going to actually go, okay, that's the slow one, that's the fast one. I think that's how it is. Ah, boom. Use that meter. Spend that money. So I wonder, is killing enemies in clumps the trick to building the meter more quickly? Is that a thing? Or am I imagining all that? Like chaining or whatever. Not that this is Dodonpachi, but... I mean, the meter's building pretty decently either way, so... I'm not really complaining. Burr, 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 burr. Why not? I'll take it, thank you very much. What is that? Points? And I guess they're not going to give me... Oh, whoa. I did not really like what was happening there. Eat shit, come on. I got no bombs. And I'm suffering for it. I probably do not want green here. I probably... It's right in the middle of everything. So it's not even the same weapon every time. Do a little focus fire to try and... Good lord. Okay. Blue? Sure, give me blue. I'll take blue. Why not? I can dodge a little. Oh, those are things that are hitting me. Okay. Wait, we're... It's interesting that it's a different weapon every time. I'm pretty much... Alright, we're gonna bomb so I can actually get that. I'm just gonna burn through that gauge. I had bombs, I should have used them. All right. One more time. I need to turn this fan up. Also, probably I need to hold down the button. Has anybody gotten into anything new recently? Whether it's sort of okay. It's not terrible here. It's kind of been in the 80s, which is pretty normal for this time of year. So not too unexpected. We had some pretty crazy storms ripping through the Chicago area earlier. Where I live didn't get hit too bad. We got like a lot of lightning and some heavy rain for about maybe an hour or less, but like places south of here got a tornado tore through. Like somebody at work, like a tree fell and like took their chimney off, and like all sorts of crazy shit. Yeah, but here was fine. We had a brief tornado watch, and then they lifted it, and they were like, oh, the tornado, the storm that could produce the tornado shifted, and so there's not going to be a thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be new games, but has anyone started anything new? Whether it's actually a new game, or whether it's just like a new game to you? Anything exciting going on there? This is about the only one that I've started, I suppose. I got a couple of games I need to start probably this weekend for the next... Oops, I did not mean to hit that button. For the next scrolling down the belt. What is it? It's gonna be... Gosh, I'm totally blanking on what they are. Oh. It's gonna be Roston 3, aka Warrior Blade, which is a pretty neat one. And what was the other one? It's the one about the Konami one about that French comic. Is it pronounced asterisk or asterix? Because it's an IX at the end, so I assume asterix. Which is a game I've never played before, and like that comic is not particularly has never really been particularly popular in America. So I'm like vaguely aware of it, but I have no real familiarity with it or anything like that. That's a fun game. Yeah, I mean, it's an old Konami one, so I figure it probably at least has something to it, right? Yeah, Roston 3. I'm thinking, I'm thinking after the episode comes out and I get ready to stream stuff to promote it, I'm actually thinking I might do like a Rastan-a-thon, I guess. Like, give me a good excuse to learn Rastan 1 and 2, which I know people don't regard that highly. Compared to 1 anyway. But I'm like, you know what? I've wanted to get more into those games. Hold on a second. Yeah, I might try some of the ports. Hold on, I'm just adjusting. Replaying Pokemon Gen 3. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. I played like the original couple gens of Pokemon. And then I tried at various points in time to come back to them and be like, let's check in on Pokemon. Let's check in on Pokemon. And like none of them have ever stuck for me after that. I think they're perfectly well-made games. No problem with Pokemon itself, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is exactly. They're sometimes a little simplistic, which is, I think, why some people like them, which I totally get. But I guess for me, if I'm playing an RPG, I kind of tend to want maybe a little bit more than that if I can get it, you know? All right, so the second one is where they start shooting that shit from the bottom. So I gotta be a little more conscientious of this. Wait, what? Okay, now I was just not paying attention to something, I guess. Okay. All right, come on. What? I swear I did not see that. I think I'm getting a little too close to them is the problem. Blue in the 90s? Yeah, gosh. Right? Okay, not too close, because they fire weird shit. They fire those. They fire the little sugar candies. What are those things called? I forget. Yeah, and again, that's not like taking anything away from the design of the Pokemon games. Like whether you're a kid or an adult, you know, play whatever makes you happy. And like I really appreciate them from like a design perspective, especially. Yeah, I was a little. Nah, you can't really be too old for Pokemon, right? But Pokemon started coming out, becoming real popular in America, kind of the late 90s? And I was in my late teens, going into my 20s, so like, my brother, who is 7 years younger than me, is more, I feel like, kind of the sweet spot for the Pokemon age, versus me. That Matsumoto Rika, the original song, Mezase Pokemon Master, whew, that is a good song, though. I will never besmirch that song, no matter what. Boy, Dropkick. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm doing pretty okay. I'm getting my butt kicked fairly hard by Truxton Extreme here. I am only on the 2nd level. And I've been kind of grinding it a little bit as I have a limited amount of lives, and then I just get kicked back and start it again. So, but other than that, pretty good, I'd say. I don't, unless I have a compelling reason to have that laser, which I'm not really seeing one. Well, guess what? I'm getting it, even though I didn't necessarily mean to. No, I get it. Yeah, I totally get it, like wanting to come back and... Okay, these guys get burned down so quickly, holy crap. Okay, you guys are jerks. I see what's going on with you. You're like the little honeycomb things that were coming out at the bottom and taking me out earlier. So we are just avoiding you. Yoink. They look like honeycomb cereal, right? Oh boy, what do I pick? I'm assuming this is a boss. So I'm gonna say this one for the boss. Out of peer pressure? Let's see what we can do here. Good. I don't like this. Okay, yep, I had a feeling. We're burning down that gauge. And also burning down the house. Whew. Okay, so you gotta use these things as like cover almost. Clever. I like it. I'm bombing through that because... Okay, now I think I can kind of see the pattern, but... How many phases are you? How many phases are you? Make it stop. I want it to stop. Ah! God damn it. I was on such a roll, too. I was very proud of myself there. I was like, okay, I'm actually doing this pretty well. And then that happened, and I didn't hit the bomb in time. That's okay. We got this. I feel like the amount of health they gave that boss versus the other one is, more? Shall we say? Arigato na, Madi. Sumimasen. No, I still feel like this is the one we want. I still feel like this is the one. This is like... Unless, like, again, we're doing so much dodging here, I feel like that laser would have been a mistake. Trademark a mistake. Ore no sekai da. Kura. Kura, 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 kura. Shimite no ka kura. It's not a super hard pattern to recognize on this guy, I don't feel like. But it is easy to make a mistake. Just gotta keep the button on the bomb finger like there. Problem is it locks, the EX shot locks onto that. Always want to stay behind one of you guys if I can help it. Ah, ba 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 ba. I'm afraid my panic bombing is... Oh my god! Ah, ah. Oh, I need a salaryman laser! That's about the closest, that wiggly blue one that I was just using is about the closest this game has, I think. Oh, alright. That was sweat-inducing. And the fact that the stage is called Anguish is probably not, a great sign, is it? For those of you who don't know, the Salaryman laser, aka the toothpaste laser, is the wiggly laser in, what was it, Raiden 2? I don't believe it was in the first Raiden game. Okay, well at least I got to stage 3 before I game overed, because now I can, yeah, I wasn't necessarily meaning to bomb spam, but like, I had like legitimate panic moments there. Where I was like, okay, this, I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to get through this. And a better player than me would be like, nope, I know this pattern, but you know, first playthrough and all. So alright, stage 3. At least we can start from here now. We can start from Anguish. But obviously this is a game what wants you to learn it. Like, I don't think you are particularly expected to... Though, I mean, I know people did on their first, you know, playthrough, people who are way better than me, like, 1cc it, like, on their first go, so... Totally possible. Those people are just better than me, is essentially what it comes down to. Give me that. Thank you. I would like more speed-ups, if possible. Okay, I did not like that. There we go. No thank you to the red one. The red one is like a spread, just a fixed spread. And like, I'm sure that has its uses, but it's hard for me to see what they are versus something like the white one here, which just has so much coverage and homing, you know, some type of homing properties. Okay, I bombed there because I was leading the bullets, but I led myself into a corner. Oh, we're going down, all right. Red, okay. Why? This is a lot, like... The game here is dodging the power-ups, and no! Well, okay, this one isn't too bad. Look at this is nuts. It's like Darius Gaiden. The game is dodging the power-ups at a certain point. Okay, we got like, what are you guys? They're like weird metal balls of some kind. You can't take the bomb. You can't take them with you. Exactly. So you might as well use them. I say as I died from not hitting the bomb quick enough. Were all these weapons in the original games? Are these all returning weapons, or are any of them like new? I would probably know the answer to that if I was more well-versed in my Truxton. But alas... alas, I was too busy frustrating myself to death with R-Type 2 and Darius 2. Just okay. So the white one is a new... I'm not a Tatsujin no Tatsujin. I made that joke at the beginning of the stream. It's a good joke, though. No one will fault you for making it. I'm waiting for them to be really mean and start throwing more stuff behind me, but so far they've been pretty okay about doing it. Okay. Okay, that was my dumb fault for getting too close to the top of the screen there. Okay. Okay, use bombs. Not even use bombs wisely, just use bombs. How about that? We'll settle for just using them, period. Pay attention. Alright. It seems like I'm doing a few attempts on more or less every level so far, but what I would expect from a level called Anguish, I would expect it to cause me at least some amount of that. Give me that speed. I would also have liked that power-up, thank you very much, that you... Yeah! Okay. Should have bombed there. It really does show you how much I am not used to shooters with bombs. Though, I really can't say that because of Darius Gaiden experience, so... Don't know what I'm talking about. I feel like I want the speed up more than I want the power, at least initially. Want to kind of lead here. Yep. Gotta remember to tap dodge and not just move around like a crazy person. Because that helps lead the bullets. Yeah, I think I saw, I didn't watch the video, but I think I saw that, of course, you know, people like Iconoclast, like the people who are just absolute Tatsujin at diagnosing these games quickly and getting 1 credit clears of them. I think he already got, a 1cc, like, that he posted like 2 days after the game came out or something. Brune. You know what? We're gonna try it. Why not? I'm already down more lives than I would like to be by this. Okay, it's definitely stronger than the white weapon. But, you know, its range is limited, right? It's got quite a wide field, but it's not unlimited. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go back to my old friend here. Alright, this is where shit gets weird. Can I, like, focus you guys down here to, like, clear the screen a little bit more? I feel like I really need to bomb when those guys come out. Alright. Not sure if it's actually a good use of gauge to do there or not, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just to make my life a little bit easier. Alright, this nonsense is... Oop, okay. We've got, like, the suicide bullets that happen there. Suicide bullets are always a blast to have to deal with. And I guess I should have expected it out of this game, shouldn't I? Good, okay. I wonder where actually the hitbox is on this ship, is now what I'm starting to wonder. I feel like every shooter needs a way to, like, turn on the little, like, hitbox display, so I was like, okay, this is what I'm really aiming around. Oops, I picked up a red without realizing it. We'll make it work. Maybe. Mostly by bombing. Speaking of bombing. Yeah, that white one, so much better for tap dodging because you really can just go anywhere and get hits with it, whereas like here, I can't hit anything that's over on the left side of the screen there. Oh god, okay, there's the behind stuff. Okay, I feel like stage 3 is where they're really kind of pulling the training wheels off even more. Like, look at this. This is insanity. No, we're not messing around with that. Yep. Good lord. Okay. Revenge bullets every goddamn... Oh my god. Oh god! This level is brutal! How many levels is this game? Because holy hell, if this is 6 main stages, 8 or up to 8 stages depending on how certain review metrics or loops categorize the sortie structure. Okay, so 6 stages. So we're hitting, you know, pretty firmly the halfway point here. So I guess they figure, all right, time to... Ho ho ho, all right. I'm not ready to give up yet. This is a bit hardcore for me, I guess. But to be fair, it's been a while since I really like sat down and grinded on a shmup. So many beat 'em ups for obvious reasons. And it's like it's a very different kind of game to practice than a shmup is, obviously. Yeah, the green guys are quite sneaky, aren't they? Went a little too far there. This is also going to be one of those things where it's like, recovery! Oh, that's hilarious. What do you mean, recovery? Like, with no speed up? Just reset me at this point. Can I actually just reset myself from here? Let's see. Yes. Assume that goes back to the beginning of the level. Yeah, okay. Ah, the old shmup thing where it's just like, what? Just don't die! The answer is just don't die. I mean, that's the Gradius and R-type rule, that's for sure. Don't die. You don't have to recover if you don't die. You idiot. Oh, I don't think I picked up the purple one yet. And I kind of understand why. Seems like it kind of sucks. Purple, I feel like, is bottom of the Tatsujin weapons tier list, if I were guessing. No, I don't like how that one's turning out. No, I don't want the red one. We're just gonna bomb through that. You really have to kind of do loops on the screen here to get that to work out in any sort of real way. I will also pass on the green, thank you very much. And I've run myself out of bombs. Okay. What? Okay, I guess there were still red ones on the screen there. Underneath my mess of bullets. No. No. Okay, good. No! I'd rather have the red one than that. Forgot. Oh, I'm kind of screwed now. I just feel like I don't have the firepower to even do anything in this. Kind of like a little bit of a fuck you with, like, giving you all the weapon changes in this section in case you accidentally grab one. It's like, ha! Should have dodged around the power-ups better, you idiot. Alright, one more time. Speed up. Okay, it was a green guy. I'm probably, this is probably being a little unfair, but I feel like a lot of the vertical shooters of this vintage versus the horizontal ones are a lot more dependent on being like, okay, this guy comes from the side of the screen at this point, and if you don't know that he's coming, too bad. Definitely happened in horizontal ones as well. But, again, see R-Type 2. Okay. No, red. I do not want you. Thank you very much. Especially not when I'm powered up to this state. No, I did not move right for that. Okay, yeah, this is where... I do kind of want the bomb. Well, I'm not getting that bomb because... Well... Too bad, I guess. Because I'm going to end up getting some other terrible weapon that... is gonna set me back, and alright. Clearing those, I feel like, is the right thing to do there. Because then you can kinda free yourself up to deal with the green guys a little bit more easily. Because you got more open space to hit them with. Of course, we all know shit gets real in a minute here with our revenge bullets. Which I just don't appreciate. Why won't they be more considerate of my position? That's what I want to know. Just rude. You considered not shooting those bullets when you die. Ooh. A little too greedy there. Oh no! Unseen power-up! Do not want! You know what? We're not even dealing with that. God, how do people do this much dodging and still kill things with a weapon that doesn't home? Absolute insanity. Oh no. That's probably even worse. Yes, please. I'll take that. Better than a green here, that's for sure. We're bombing through that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, and here it comes. Fucking Bullet Festival. Bullet Festival 2000. Get ready. It's coming to your town. Oh yes, please. Thank you. Hold on. I have a very... This is a bad game to have to itch your nose during. My God. At least they give you are nice enough to give you a countdown after pausing. This is just... It's a lot. It's a lot. You know what this makes me want to do, though? You know what this makes me want to do? If we're up for a little bit of a game change, This makes me... It's painful. Give me a minute. I have an idea, because there is a certain game that this makes me want to play. So let's do something here real quick. We're gonna change some things around. I should also change the title on Twitch. I think I've had enough time in the Nut Crusher for tonight. So let's do something that's gonna still challenging, but I'm just enough out of practice to where I feel like it might be a little challenging, but won't be too bad. Let's see here. Put ourselves back in retro. Okay. I won't change it on YouTube. I'll just mention it later on in the description. This makes me actually want to play. I feel like I'm going to be even more like this if I go back to the old Truxton game. So I'm going to go something completely out of left field for this one. Because in a way, it does sort of remind me of this. Let's see here. We're going to do Darius Gaiden. Because you know what? I haven't done Darius Gaiden yet. And I really like Darius Gaiden. So let's see here. I might need... I've got the Steam collection here. So bear with me a moment while I switch over my thing. I thought there was a way I could do this without actually switching the scene over. Hold on, let me start the game up first. I played this quite a bit on consoles, but I also have this Darius collection, and you can play it on MAME and things like that as well, obviously. Let me just get this set up really fast. I need to change over... I'll flip over to something for just a minute because I need to change some settings. Hold on. There we go. I need to find a easier way to do that for myself on stream. All right. I haven't done a Darius Gaiden playthrough in a while. So hopefully I'm with it enough to remember my stuff. Original Darius, no problem. I've got that sort of burned into my brain at this point. All right, we might need to turn up this volume a little bit, but we'll see. I need to set my buttons. Let's see. We want... Let's see, this is A, so we want A to be normal. We want B to be bomb, which I guess they call special attack for whatever reason. We want X to also be normal. We want Y to be special. And X, it looks like changes default, or changes this. Okay, so we want the bottom ones. I don't need it to be 30. We'll say maybe 20. I do like an auto fire, and we'll make the top ones the normal ones. So let's see, credit. Credit is fine with being LB. Okay, cool. This should be good, I think. Oh yes, Zuntata. We'll make sure we get the volume adjustment right here. Let's see. Hold on, we definitely need it up more than that. Even in my headphones, so maybe like 80? Let's try it here. This seems okay. Yeah, the Cosmic Collection is what I started learning these on way back, however many years ago that was. Actually, hold on. All right, we'll turn that up to 85. Okay. And I always have to tell myself, okay, there's not a separate missile button in this like there was for Darius 1. The second button is just the bomb button. So don't hit it unless you need a bomb. But you will not see me panic bombing quite so much in this one. Come on. We gotta get the captain. There he is. We got the captain. I will not be able to capture all of those guys. I'm telling you that right now. I'm not done G Darius on stream yet. Actually, I haven't really, sat down and learned G Darius like I know Darius 1 and Gaiden. Or at least I did know Gaiden at one point. I think I'll probably do a pretty decent job on the easiest route here. Yeah, I prefer also having missiles and shots on one button for sure. Agreed. It's just a little bit less to manage, you know? But I can also manage it if they're separate buttons, like in the original Gradius. It's not that big of a deal. I've always wanted a thing called tuna sashimi. Wrong game. We go B.
I always wanted a thing
Thank you.
Sashimi.
Thank you. I had a feeling it was in there somewhere. I remembered putting it in there. I love that clip. All-time classic.
Jessica.
Just like Jessica, she's also an all-time classic. We love Jessica. Oh, captured him too. I don't always capture him. Yeah, so these guys are called the captains. I think I made a joke at a Darius panel I did with Ubersource at MagFest once that you and the captains make it happen. And I'm probably not the first person to make that joke, but god damn it, I'm gonna take credit for it. Because as far as I'm concerned, I am the first person to make it. Right? Psychedelic level transitions are good. They are real good. And boy, I love a shmup with a shield. Like, I love a little bit of leeway. Truxton. You know? Like, let me make a few mistakes, please. I'm a flawed human. Now he's gonna go up. I'm not the biggest Captain Crunch person either. I'm not much of a cereal eater these days. There we go. But I can't help but make that reference because I grew up when I did, and I saw the cereal commercials that I did. D. We don't really do any of the classic Darius bosses in this route, unfortunately. It's all new faces. I really should learn another route one of these days. This is like the only route that I've ever learned. See, I didn't capture him. I killed him. It gets, for me anyway, harder and harder to get the captains as they go on. Because they put you in like tougher and tougher situations, right? Now I think I make it up to the next weapon with the pellet shot in it, and then I stop there for the level, if I'm not mistaken. Because this whole thing is like, there's a method to this madness, kind of like there was in Darius 1, where like you actually don't want to power up past a certain point or else you're making a mistake. It's not as big of a mistake in this game. Like you can still do okay if you do it. But yes, here I believe is where I want to stop for now. Just for until we get to the next level. Ah, ba 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 ba. Like, I want to try and avoid this red weapon if at all possible. And that's why I make this joke about, like, dodging power-ups being the real, you know, the real game. Because in Darius Gaiden, it often is. If you're trying to stay at optimal power-up. When you've got those little white things in the shots, your shots are at their strongest. And so at a certain point in the game, if you can help it, you actually want to stop powering up. But we're not to that point yet. We can do more powering up in the next level. But here, this is kind of our ideal state. Whoa. Usually you're dead before this, my friend. There we go. Yeah, well, this is a widget. This is a widget because it's M2. So you can turn these on and off in the options. I just had it on, so... Oh no. I went to the wrong level. Welp. Okay. I was supposed to go down. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We are firmly entering stages that I do not know. Because I forgot how little time you have to switch the level, and I was talking like a dummy and not focusing on, you know, picking the next level I was supposed to be going to. Yep, that's about what I expected. That's okay, I think I can actually work my way back up there fairly quickly. Let's just rip it here. Don't rank me on that. I don't even deserve to enter real initials for that. All right. That was button check. Really long button check. The longest button check you've ever seen. But yes, God bless M2. I'm with you there. M2 does great work. Now and always. And this is a little bit before I started using MAME. I got this collection, and like they have just enough save states in here to make learning easier. So you can like save, you know, your real problematic parts and whatnot. Yep. Oh, I killed him! No, Captain! That's fine. They don't actually do that much good anyway. It's just a shame is all. Yes. Shoot your lasers. Yeah, it's always a very rude awakening to me when I am playing a shmup that doesn't have a shield. And that's, I would say, the thing about Truxton that I noticed the most was like, oh, this is a game that does not give me a shield, so I really cannot make any mistakes. I know, I get it, the bomb is kind of supposed to be my limited use. I get it. I understand the idea. I would just prefer to have a shield is all. Why not give me both? This game gives me both. Alright, definitely want B. The only time we go down, I believe, is on to H. If I am not mistaken. But I guess in this one, I can't do my route in my sleep like I can in Darius 1, where I'm just like, yeah, it's up all the way except for down in the second to last one. And I've just done Darius 1 so many times that it's ridiculous. Oh, we got you. Shooting his eggs. Delicious eggs. I think I just... That was... Why did I get greedy and go to pick up that power-up? That was just dumb. Unlike me, too. I don't ever real... Sorry. That can't be. Mother 3! Wow. I did play Mother 3. It was a while ago. I played through... I have the GBA, the Japanese GBA cart downstairs. And it was before I got much into emulation. I know there's like an excellent, you know, fan sub for it and whatnot. And I think that's the way most people played it, but I just played through it in Japanese because I was like, you know what? I feel like challenging myself, and it was a cool game. I hope y'all have fun with that. It's a classic for a reason, I think. That's right. What is she hammering? She's hammering... What? I can't tell what that is. Feed mag! Is that like a mag from Phantasy Star Online? Probably not. Oh, and I missed that green. At any rate, I'm very supportive of anything that Hidaka wants to hit with a hammer. I'm generally pretty okay with it. Oh, we captured him that time. Oh, so it is, yeah, This is definitely a project for another time far in the future, but I've also been thinking about it. Like, I know you can play, you know, PSO Blueburst, like you can find installs of that run on Windows, and you can like join fan servers and stuff like that. And every once in a while I stop and think like, what if I did that? Is it? But Blueburst was like new content that never came to any of the console versions, right? It was like a PC version after those came out. And so far as I know, Blueburst is like a thing you can only play on a PC. It might, like, the code base of it very well might have been based on the Xbox version in terms of, like, you know, the code that's working behind the scenes and whatnot. That's entirely possible. I believe that. Like, they did the work on the Xbox version and they were like, screw it. We're taking this. We're doing a PC version. We're doing, like, our last piece of content. PSO, man, what a game. I'm not even talking about PS2 new generation or whatever, but, like, I did a stint with PSO2 back when that thing was only available on the Vita and only available in Japan. And, like, it was okay. It didn't have the same magic that PSO1 did, though, I gotta say. Oh, I killed you. Oh well. And then from everything I've heard about new generation, it's just kind of like, ugh. It's very much a game with modern design sensibilities. Let's just put it that way. I think I tried that game for about 5 minutes when it came out, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't need this. This is not a thing I need in my life right now. Thank you very much. Maybe I was being unfair, but I don't think so. Original PSO, though. That's where it's at. I had that on Dreamcast. And it was a blast. Sir, you're not... Oh, okay, you're coming up early. Alright. Usually you do that in a little bit different of a sequence, but fine. We'll do it your way. You're the weird bug monster after all. Alright. We stay up to go to D. And then the next one, we gotta go down to H. And Neon Light Illusion, the next boss, that's when things get fun. By fun, I mean hard. Yeah, I mean, PSO1, I don't know what the chances of that coming back officially are. Like, you're only gonna get your PSO2 and your new generations and things that, you know, maybe people don't even necessarily want to play, I feel like. Again, I think PSO2, like, original PSO2 was fairly well liked. Oh no, I am... Yeah, I also have my doubts. I would be basically... I was so shocked by the premise of that happened that I careened myself into a wall. You can imagine that. Yeah, wow. Okay. This is great. We're having a very good day here on Darius Gaiden. Wow. Is there a way you can... I mean, probably there's a way you can get the DC version, You know what? Hold on. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Because now I just need a morale booster at this point. So I'm putting the game in that I'm very confident I can clear. Yeah, what I was going to say, though, is I assume that you can make the DC one go online, especially through emulation, I've got to assume. Let's see here. We want... Oh, it looks like I've probably already done the configuration for this. Nope. We'll do... Darius 1 is kind of weird in terms of how it handles this. So yes, this is pretty good. This is a game where the missiles are on separate sides. So you don't have a combined missile and button here because you don't have a bomb. But I'm so used to it in this game that I just automatically hold down both of these anyway. Oh yes, this collection was absolutely from M2. And Darius 1, still my favorite one in the series, actually, even over Gaiden. I'd let that green one get away, which is not great. Okay. The route I take in this, green power-ups are the kind of the rarest of the bunch, I would say. So that's unfortunate, but not unworkable. I would like a shield. Gimme a shield. Gimme a shield. And being in the middle of this, not great, but come on, shield. Get unstuck on the rock. Thank you. They do that sometimes. Lordy. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Now we're back on track. All right, King Fossil. Probably a typical choice, but my favorite Darius boss. Good old King Fossil. I have some art of him in my basement, as weird as that might sound. But he's more in his, for as much as I don't really like the PC Engine port of this game, he is more in his PC Engine colors. It's kind of like bead, not bead art, but like, is it curlers? I guess that's probably what you'd call it. Go. And the very weird thing about this game, and this is the only Darius game that does this, is it like, you have to actually fly up the path that you're choosing. You're not just like picking it from a menu anymore. So like if you stop paying attention, and I've absolutely done this, you're just like, you've crashed into the wall. Too bad. Should have been paying attention. Galloping Ghost has not the Japanese sit-down one of this, but the Western stand-up of it, and even without rapid shot, I'm able to clear this fairly regularly, at least on the easy route that I know. Yeah, this is, I honestly, I keep meaning to go back and learn Darius, G-Darius from this. Darius 2, fucking Godspeed. Like, that game is an absolute nightmare, and I don't know if I'll ever really learn it. In the same way, I'm not sure if I'll ever really learn R-Type 2, but, you know, you can dream. Darius 2, just, like, soul-crushingly hard. Oh yeah, this is a great song. There's some different remix CDs that have come out over the years for Darius, and there's a good Yuzo Koshio remix of this song in particular. I forget, I think it came out on that, like, 30th, 40th anniversary that hit, like, PS4, like, in Japan, like, a long time ago. Yes, please, give me that shield. I'll just skip through all that nonsense. Oh yeah, like, when you talk about R-Type 2 and Darius 2, like, they were from that era of shooters where they were just, like, they were trying to crush your soul. Like, because people were getting so into these games that they just had to make them harder and harder and harder and harder. And nothing less would do. And then we got Danmaku and things, in a way, started kind of evening out. Because, like, there's definitely some hard Danmaku games, but they're hard in a little bit more of an approachable way, I feel like, if that makes sense. Versus something like a Darius 2, which is just, like, all you have to do is make one mistake, and, like, you might as well just start over. Because the way they dish out those power-ups is meant to be so strict. Well, about Thursday, I would like to try to finish that PS1 game. Or at least get a little further in it. Even if we don't, like, finish it. So what I was thinking is I at least want to do a little bit more of that. I want to get past the motorcycle guys off stream. So it doesn't, we'll see what everybody thinks. If they want me to keep going with that to the end, I can. If you want me to move on, I can. But I want to at least do a little bit more of that. Because there's certain scenes I want to get to and see how they do it. I at least want to get to Ray. I guess that's my stipulation. At least let me get to Ray. And so then we might only do Sega Ages. And then I will probably save the fighting game for the following week's stream. Because I need a little bit more practice time with that in order to effectively be able to show it. And somewhere in there, I'll have to see where it is, but somewhere in there is a Pachi slot game, which we're only going to visit briefly. We're not going to spend, you know, a lot of time playing Pachi slot or anything like that. Nobody wants that. But we should show it, right? It was a game that came out in that franchise, so I would feel remiss to just completely ignore it. But I'll have to look at my timeline and see where we ended up there. Alright, so we want to stop powering up here, actually. Because this is old version, which means that if you get into the laser, lol, you made a mistake. Because of, I guess, a bug in this game where it's like the laser just does jack shit, basically. In some of the versions that came after this new version, extra version, it's a little more viable. But in the old version, don't do it unless you're really trying to challenge yourself. Just don't do it. So, like, I'm gonna not pick up any more reds. I think this is Cosmic Airway, yeah. I think it is. It says at the beginning, down in the lower right-hand corner, what the name of the song is. I love how the widget says Yakuza Approach. Are these Darius bosses canonically Yakuza? Little trick I like to use for dual shears here. I don't see many people using. You kind of camp out here in the corner until his claw comes off. You got a nice little safe spot here. Once that claw comes off, you gotta move. Because then he can start hitting you after that. There we go. I didn't... Most of the other tricks and safe spots and things for Darius 1 I know I definitely got from other people. But that one, I don't remember how I figured it out, but I just sort of figured it out. And I've never seen anyone else do it. I'm sure someone has, but I did not get it from anyone's video or anything like that. About the one thing I feel like I even have a reasonable claim to having discovered in a game, even though, again, I'm sure I didn't. Oh, wait. Give me that. Yeah, I pretty much have my hand the whole time on both buttons, on the fire button and on the missile button. No other way to play this game as far as I'm concerned. When I played at Ghost, I got a mash, which is not great. My hand always hurts a little bit after I do that, but I've made enough peace with it at this point to where I'm as okay as I can be doing that. I don't know how BBH does it, I'm telling you. He doesn't turn auto fire on any game that doesn't have it natively. I don't know how he does it. And, doesn't have hands that ache. Okay, why? They're not supposed to track me like that. That's not great. That means, well, guess what? Let's see here. Give me 1 second, everybody. I have to remember where a thing is here real quick. Why can I not find it? Yeah, this is gonna be sort of a nightmare fatty glutton, I'm afraid. Where is... Why can I not see it here? Oh yeah, that Retronauts, the BBH was on, I think maybe the only BBH starring episode that of Retronauts that he was on, shockingly. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I get rid of a person. I'll let you all guess who. That might have done it. He really should be on more of them. I am completely with you on that one. We'll go with this for now. Fatty Glutton, probably not gonna go too well. This may not be my night for much of anything. Yeah. Oh, boy, oh boy. Okay, well. Another one of those, well, you probably shouldn't have died. Yeah, I had been... Now I'm just making all sorts of hilarious mistakes. The floodgates have been opened. But this is a really good example of, like, how miserable like, why did those shields just get so suddenly fast? I've never seen them travel that fast before. Yeah, this is not. Boy, oh boy. Okay. Okay. I think this is the world trying to tell me something tonight. Tonight is not the night that you ought to be playing shooters. Yeah, I'm actually surprised Diamond hasn't had him back on for more, because I don't think I've seen him make a second appearance. I don't think he's made a second appearance on that show yet. And that Metal Slug episode was a while back now. I love, though, how I believe that at the time he was on that episode, he probably had not done the Metal Slug 3 1cc yet. And in the years since, he absolutely has gone back and done it. Having said all this time, like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't like Metal Slug 3. It's too much of a pain. And then he just did it. Like maybe a year or two ago or something. Okay. Do I do one more credit of this? You know what? Why not? Sorry, we're a little all over the place tonight. I wasn't sure what to expect of Truxton Extreme in terms of, like, the difficulty grind. We're a little bit less coherent than usual, but I'll get us back on track for Thursday. Yeah, I really want to see when they start bringing in more characters into that 3D Hokuto no Ken game. Like the PS1 game that we left off on, like, I really did end up enjoying it quite a bit. Like, I found it to be super endearing. Haha. Well, I did record an episode that hasn't come out yet. I won't spoil anything more than that. But you will see me on another episode, I assume sometime in the not too far away future. And the only other thing I'll spoil about that is it is very clearly set up to be an ongoing series. So all things as they should be. My God, I am like missed that red. Holy God. All right. Get your shit together, man. Okay, at least I... And it's funny, I mentioned on there, I was like, I'm not sure when this is coming out, but by the time you're listening to this, I may still be playing through Fist of the North Star games, and like, I think that will still be true. But I'm definitely further along on the list than I thought I would be at the time I recorded that episode and made that statement. I didn't get the green one in time. Yeah, I would hope maybe during the next couple months or something that episode I'm on will be coming up. And I don't know what cadence we'll be recording the sequels on, but they're very... You'll understand when you hear it. It's very clearly positioned to be a series. It is their Diamond Fight hosted episodes, also featuring Ubersaurus here and another guest as well, apart from me. So it is one of those 4 people episodes. Yeah, right. Diamond picks some really interesting topics, I think. I appreciate what they bring to Retronauts as a regular host. Like Diamond and Kevin having picked up hosting duties, I think is really great. Just for like the variety of that show. And I mean, the bonus is that they both actually have me on episodes from time to time, of course. I think Diamond probably found out about me through Kevin. And then, you know, gosh, what was the first episode of Diamonds that I was on? It might have been that Fist of the North Star episode from way, way, way back when. Oh, okay, I guess I can get that. And ran out of shield, which is not good. But that's okay, we got shields here. Oh yeah, the Taito one was great. But yeah, they've both let me be a part of quite a few fun episodes. Yeah, I've technically Nadia is also a host, and I haven't been on one of Nadia's or Stuart's. But yes, you're right. If I'm collecting Retronauts hosts like Pokemon, speaking of Pokemon, I have been on an episode of everyone's but Stuart and Nadia's. So I haven't gotten all 151 of them yet. The Space Invaders one was definitely not the first one I was on. I think the Fist of the North Star one came before that, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like the Fist of the North Star one was the first one of Diamond's I was on, because I think Kevin let Diamond know what a huge Fist of the North Star fan I was, and I believe that might have been the first time I met them, but I could be wrong about that, because it was a while ago. I've been on a handful of Diamond Fight episodes at this point, so it's hard to remember exactly which one was the first one. And I am very grateful for that. It is always fun to be on that show. Oh yeah, so yeah, that was my first time meeting Stu too. Was Long Island Retro. I didn't go this year because they didn't want me back as a guest this year. Not because I don't think of anything I did, but more just because, like, oh, we want to invite a wider swath of people. And that's cool. That's fine. Long Island was fun. Oh yes, I was on the one about mini consoles, but that was technically a Jeremy episode that also featured Nadia. So does that really count as a Nadia episode? I don't know. I don't think it does. Oh yeah, Ted Bob, that's right, you were on was it the, yeah. I totally understand not liking the sound of your own voice. It was very hard for me to get rid of, or get used to when I started editing my own voiceovers. I have long since become used to it, because how could I not? But I totally understand that sentiment. If you're not used to it and you don't, record stuff very often, it makes all the sense in the world. Yeah, I would not mind going back to Long Island, but I would like, it's a growing show, so I feel like I would like to be invited rather than pay for it solely out of my own pocket, but that's just my own selfish thing, because I have other shows that I go to that I kind of can't miss. And so Long Island's fun, but I can't make it, you know, as high of a priority as something like MagFest. Because at those other shows, I sell stuff with Enerjax, and Long Island, I'm just kind of, you know, flying solo, which is great. But, it's a bit less incentive to shell out for, because I'm not making any of it back, really. And, last year, they were nice enough to, you know, more or less pay for everything, being a guest and whatnot, so... I hope that sometime they will be able to do it again, but I totally get, like, needing to open the door for some other folks, too. I'm not Retronauts, I don't fill auditoriums, I get it. Except for this auditorium, this very small auditorium. Which one is saved? Is that the one in Pennsylvania? Where is that? I always hear that name and I can never remember where it is. Is Dual Shears going to be at Save the Games, is really the question that I have. Because if Dual Shears is going, then I'll go. Time to leave the corner now. Oh god. Rochester, okay. Too many games is the one in Pennsylvania. Okay, yeah, I was like, I know there's one in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I think the only way you can get over the sound of your own voice thing is if you do podcasts or record VO for videos or whatever. Like, that's really the only way it's happening. Otherwise, you're just going to continue hating the sound of your own voice. Like, I feel like that's a pretty common thing for people to do. NWOs. I don't know. Jeremy Parrish is too stern to allow that, I feel like. I feel like I'd get a good talking to from him, and he'd like completely dress me down, and I'd be made to regret my actions. That would be pretty hilarious, though. But I'd have to find other people, right? To be, like, part of the NWO. Maybe that's how BBH could make his comeback. This Retronauts comeback. Yeah, there we go. That makes sense, because yeah. No, that totally, that we got it. I think we got it. I think we have it figured out right here and now. Alright, these guys were the ones that were tripping me up here. I got past them a little bit more better. A little bit better. Good. That's how that's actually supposed to go, believe it or not. Alright. Now, give me that one. We got gold. As long as these don't mess me up too bad. Okay, that... Oh, God! Okay, that should be still okay. So I think we might even get one more before Fatty Glutton, question mark. Oh, God, I have no shield. I have no shield for Fatty Glutton! This is not... Oh, boy. Yeah, Jess was on there for like 2 seconds, it felt like. Oh yeah, I'm fucked. I'm absolutely fucked. This is not happening. It's just not happening. Not my day. Normally what you would do is not that. But like, there's literally no way I'm going to be able to do this because, I how you beat Fatty Glutton is you soak a little bit of damage from him with your nice gold shield that I did not come in there having whatsoever, and you deal with it. But no, this is not. I mean, I can try, but I don't even think I can fight him without doing it that way. He looks delicious. I assure you, well, he might be delicious. I assure you he is a bane. I've seen people fight him legit, but like you gotta dodge his little dudes, and you gotta hit them when they're as far away as possible because they do that spread, right? And like it's tough, especially if you're depowered. That's true. His character does not necessarily dictate his flavor. That is a very valid point. Yep. It's been a long time since I've done that badly at Darius 1. Boy, oh boy, how can I do this every time at Ghost and then screw up there? I don't know. But somehow it happened. I bet he would make a wonderful meal out of Fatty Glutton. He almost certainly would. Them guts. Hello. Shall we... Now that I've been disheartened in more ways than one, shall we go back and try that third level of Truxton again? I don't know why I would make such a suggestion, but I feel like I just needed like sort of a palate cleanser there. Not that I was very successful at any of my palate cleansers. Right? Get in the stew! Get in the stew, Fatty Glutton. Let's see here. All right, I think I need to go back and switch this again in OBS. Give me 1 second. Also, I guess I'll just switch the marquees back again and just undo everything. Let's see here. I'll just put in the description of the video, or the video YouTube. Yes, that's what we call them. The YouTube video that we took a Darius break. Let's see here. Up that title again, and I need to get myself away. Hold on a second. I want to see if I can figure this out real quick. How do I do this? The preview. I thought there was a studio mode in upper right and lower right corner. Right above the settings button. I do not see such a thing. Maybe I am hiding the dock? Controls? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. So, okay, I probably should have this. I probably should have turned this on a long time ago so I can like fool around in this and without having to actually change the stream. So if I go in here, let's see if this actually happens on the stream or not. Oh, yep, I think this is how I'm going to be able to do it. Okay, fantastic. 1 second. Let me boot up Truxton again here. Except I think I might have to turn the volume down. Jessica's calling. I gotta answer the phone, everybody. Hold on. Or no, actually, that's Guy calling. I think I had this down at about 60. Wait, did the Mike Hagar one play Jessica? That's a mistake. Hold on, I'll have to fix that. I'll fix that. That was not intentional. I didn't imagine that, right? Because Chibi UFO redeemed, it's me, Mike Hagar, and I heard Jessica. So we'll fix that 1 second. I think yeah. Oh, the Hagar one played? I swear to God I heard Jessica. Okay, so you're all telling me I'm insane then. That's fine. I can accept that. All right. Very good. I got Jessica on the brain. So here's my question. If I do Heart Starter, okay, this is just going to start from level 1, right? Which is not particularly what I want. So we're not going to do this. We're going back to arcade. So I can start from level 3 and punish myself with this level some more. Watashita Maiku Haga. That one, right? Alright, but now I'm gonna have to adjust to this again from Darius. Because, yeah, very different games. As you all know. There we go, that's Jessica. That was definitely Jessica. I won't let you gaslight me this time. No purple. Not a fan of the purple. Not a fan. I'm sure it has its use, but the one time I picked it up, I was kind of like, hey, it's not doing it for me. Not doing it for me at all. Yep, okay, I saw that one going south pretty quick. Oh, maybe I could have made it through. Whatever. Yeah, we were talking about events a minute ago. I don't think any of you would be going to this, but we got Anime Magic coming up in next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend in the Chicago area, and I'm gonna be there tabling with Enerjax, as we do just about every year. Anime Magic is like what if Anime Central but smaller, because it's even in the same venue that Anime Central is typically in, the Donald E. Stevenson's Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois. Yeah, that's what, September? I'll go to that. That's in my backyard. That's an easy one. No, I get it. Yeah, even traveling a state over, it's not, you know, it ain't easy. It costs money, hotels and all that. Yeah, I like Anime Magic because it's just a little bit less crazy than ASEN is, which I've, you know, really learned to appreciate. ASEN is just so big. And Anime Magic is not tiny by any stretch of the imagination, but it seems comically small by comparison, even though it's really not. But yeah, I'll go to I mean, I'm not like selling anything at Vintage Computer Festival Midwest. I just go to hang out because it's fun. And I know Nate usually, who's I don't think is here in chat today, but he was for the Fist of the North Star thing on Thursday. I think he usually comes out for it. I'll have to ask him if he's coming out this year or not. But some Some folks from Gaming Alexandria are usually there. The Gaming Alexandria Discord. Yeah, I bought a Casio Loopy there last year, which was a purchase I was not expecting to make. But I did nonetheless. And so if the same woman who is fixing those old pieces of hardware up is there this year too, God knows what I'll end up walking away with. Because last year, I mean, I think I kind of missed the boat on this, but last year she was saying, oh, I've been fixing up a PCFX, and I was like, a PCFX? I want a PCFX. It's, I'll have to, I haven't streamed it yet. I don't have much software for it, and I don't have the flash card for it yet either. But I do have a couple of pieces of software I could stream. So that could be a thing I could do one of these days. Something anime fashion. I don't remember exactly what the game is called. But I think I have a couple of them. Yes, the very same. It has its printer built into it, actually. Ah! I was too busy thinking about the Casio Loopy. But I think it might just take standard sticker rolls. I don't have the gear for printing stickers or any of that really set up, but it has like a roll in it. I just did not feel good about that. Oh, because I picked up the goddamn red. Get away, give me the blue. Ah, no! Yeah, depends on how much she wants for it, to be honest. Oh, I'm cooked with that red. That is not what I want there. All right, hold on. Yep, stickers. An MSX. Oh, you're looking for an MSX, huh? I'm not even sure what an MSX2 runs these days. Yeah, I need to get the Loopy flash cart, sorry. I also need to get the Virtual Boy flash cart. I need to do a, excuse me. I need to do a Virtual Boy stream here sometime soon because I should just bomb my way through that. What am I doing? I'm resetting myself, but I should at least be using my resources. I'm kind of wanting to restart on this level because I got trapped with that red weapon and like I don't really see a way out of this with that particular weapon. 2015 450. Yeah, as is always a tough proposition because like depending on where you were buying it from, where you were potentially buying it from, it might have been okay, but it might not have been okay, and it might have been a waste of $415, which is, a lot of money. So I get it, believe me. Unless you have a certain amount of money to burn, as it were. I understand not wanting to take that risk. I think I paid $100 for the Loopy. She gave me a pretty good deal on it, especially since it had just been like refurbed and things like that. So I was like, yeah, I'll go in on that, since like you, the person who is refurbished it, is like right here. More speed ups, please. More speed ups. Give me more speed ups. There we go. I don't know which one the default is either for I'm gonna bomb there because I just did not like that. Yeah, disk drives, I would imagine, are the most common problem in those. You got your FDSs, your Famicom disk systems and things like this that are also... I bought an FDS, I still have it, a while back, though, is when I bought it. And the belt died almost immediately. Not the drive itself, just the belt. And I had to replace that thing myself, and it was terrible. It was awful. It was one of the worst repairs I've ever had to do. And if it happens again, I will absolutely just pay money to make the problem go away, because I do not want to do that myself again. No thank you. Nate's getting that, if that belt ever breaks again. It's going straight to him. No, no, no. Okay, you know what? Will. It's gonna... no! It's gonna get the red! Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. We're gonna make it work. Oh lord, how did that not hit me? Get through this bunch of balls. Yeah, I feel like I've heard about the MSX flash cart for a while. But I have an actual virtual, I think I've mentioned it on stream here before, like Jeremy Parrish's old Virtual Boy that I bought from him a while back that is modded for video output, so it's real hardware, and like, really I just need the flash cart for it. Because, I'm not buying that SD Gundam game, and I'm not buying Space Invaders, because not that. I'm not rich at all, but I'm certainly not that rich. I would not have to worry about that happening to me in Space Invaders, I can tell you that much right now. Space Invaders is cruel in its own ways, but not like this. Ain't no revenge bullets in Space Invaders. Just those assholes in Space Invaders Part 2 that like replicate themselves and throw off your count. I'm not bitter. You're bitter. I'm not picking up that red. Absolutely not picking it up. And I mean, I guess the good thing about an MSX is you don't need a special monitor for it, right? It will hook up to anything, really. So you don't also need to worry about the cost of, like, getting the monitor with it or whatever, like you might with some of those computers. So, I mean, that's one point in the MSX's favor, at least. And then, I know this is an MSX1 game and not an MSX1 2, but you can play, like, Gradius 1 and Contra with, like, bad scrolling. That's what the first thing I think of when I think of the games on the MSX. I'm like, Gradius and Contra with bad scrolling. X68000, that's where it's at, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, that's a real expensive proposition these days. And like, it's a really good core on Mister, and like the emulation for it in general is just really good compared to what it used to be. So did I not have, either I didn't have a bomb or I hit the bomb button a second too late. Get off of the screen! It really makes me very aware of, how lacking my skills are having watched videos and stuff where people are like, yeah, this game is pretty easy. And I'm like, is it? Is it? I don't know that I agree with that. Like, just the shit flying everywhere.
Jessica.
Like Jessica. Jessica could do this. I'm sure she could. Or Watashita Waikuhaga. Just the fact that all it takes is that one slip up, right? Oh, it's just so... I'm gonna give it one more run, and then we're gonna call it for the night. Yes, exactly. Mike and Jessica Hagar, famous gamers. I mean, one of them was a wrestler. I'll let you decide which one. Not that being a wrestler is any sort of a guarantee that you like video games, but boy, it sure does seem to be a thing, doesn't it? I'm gonna have to, yeah, he was in Slam Masters. I actually need to translate this one of these days, but when I was flipping through Famitsu issues the other day, I saw an article in an old issue of Famitsu that essentially had the title, "Do all wrestlers love video games?" And I was like, yes? Maybe? That could very well be true. I am wasting too many bombs here. Oh, I just realized something. If you leave power-ups on screen, you can use them as shields from bullets. It just happened. You might have actually been able to see a little bit of it happening just there. Very clever design. I agree. That's a neat touch. I'm sure there's been other games that have done that. Offhand, I could not tell you any. Oh, okay, I was bombless there. I do not want you. I'm not going to be able to get the bombs this way, unfortunately. Unless I just ever so slightly... There we go. At least gave me one, I suppose. Not that I think I'll probably choke in the same place as before, but I feel like I'm becoming at least slightly more consistent. This is one of those games where, in order to get good at it, I would just have to put in a lot of time, you know, which is fine. I'm not necessarily afraid of doing that, but like that's what it would take if I'm being honest with myself. It's rain and power-ups. Hallelujah, it's rain and power-ups. Can't really get that to work too well in the... Alright, okay. I would like to not waste bombs on these guys. So I guess I didn't have to there. Yeah, when we get the revenge bullets flying around and the red ones, it's just like, it's craziness. I mean, I guess really what I should be doing is letting things group up so I can really kind of control when they're exploding versus just like hammering on the button, you know, constantly. And so it just seems like shit's blowing up all the time. I think I've sort of unlocked the trick there. It's like, no, it just seems like it's exploding like that all the time because you're constantly holding down the fire button. Versus letting things clump up and get them in groups. Sometimes it takes me a while to realize these things. Nope, we're definitely gonna bomb there. That's a bad situation. I gotta remember to not move up toward the middle on those guys because you just kind of end up trapping yourself. All right, remember. Don't hold down like that. See? There we go. Now we're... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This is not good. Okay, I'll at least take the blue one, please. That's fine. The blue one I feel like I can at least kind of make work a little bit better than that silly green one. Ah, I didn't hit the bomb quick enough. Gah. You know what? We're just gonna bomb there. Be done with it. Little harder to control here because you just got bullets flying everywhere, and so your inclination is just to lay on the fire anyway. So my bursting technique almost kind of doesn't really work the same way, I would say. Though I'm still sort of kind of trying to observe it. Oh, it's one of those things where it's just so hard to see getting through it. Like, sometimes you can see the path through, and right now I'm just like, I don't even know. Because there's so many of these jerks. Oh, what? Okay. I'm not gonna hit shot there because I'm just gonna hit you jerks below me. Okay. Okay. You know what? I probably am gonna regret this. Okay. Something's up with these guys. I can tell this. And you're all shooting a revenge bullet apiece. Okay. Okay, yeah, all right. Oh, didn't hit it quick enough. Oh, God. Ah. All right. With that... All right. That is a fun game and a well-made game, but boy, oh boy, are my skills not quite there. Let's see here. Let me get myself out of this real quick. And we'll do our wrap-up here, because I think I'm going to call it a night. So... as I mentioned earlier, Thursday we're going back to Hokuto no Ken. What I'd like to do is I'd like to play a little bit more of that PS1 game, because I really liked it. I know we already ranked it. I really liked it. I want to at least get to Ray, and I want to see how they handle Ray. And from there, we'll put it to a vote and say, hey, do we want to continue with this to the end, or do we want to move on to the next one? And actually, let me pull up the order, because I want to see where that Pachi... Video games are hard. I don't know if you all knew this, but video games can be hard. It's crazy. I know. But they can be. So I do have an order file for this. So actually, how it will happen is we'll see how much of that PS1 game we get through again. Whole game gets... I'm here for it. I'm willing to go through that game, because it's really cool. After that is Sega Ages 2500 Hokuto no Ken. So the 3D remake of Black Belt, which was up until recently at the top of our list. After that is technically a Pachi slot game. Again, we're not going to look at every Pachi slot game. We're not even going to play them for very long. But since we're trying to cover the whole series, I feel like we at least got to play one for a little bit and be like, okay, this is what this was. And we'll sort of use that as like a representative of all the different Pachi slot games that came out on the PS2, just so we don't overdo it. And then after that is the Arc System Works Fist of the North Star fighting game. So realistically, that fighting game will probably be the stream after next, at minimum, which is fine, because, you know, we're getting the longer games, and so we're going to have to make some hard decisions as to whether to play through the whole things or not, and that's just kind of where we're at. I'll practice up a little bit. There was a time when I could do Ray's Infinite in that game, and I'll have to practice again, because I believe every character... Who's the one character who doesn't have an infinite? Someone doesn't have an infinite, I think. Or wait, hold on. There's someone who's like harder. It's like harder to do or something. Oh, Heart. Infinite combos using this beat. Yeah, I think Heart might be the one who it's kind of like weird. Like, yeah, it's kind of technically possible, but it's pretty easy, or it's pretty difficult. Yeah, it's been a while since I played it, so I'm looking forward to practicing up on that one and doing it on stream here. Do they... Not that I would be fucking destroyed in that game by anyone who played it on Fightcade, but is that game playable on Fightcade? I wonder. Might be something I have to look into. Maybe some folks who show up for the stream might be interested in participating in that or something. It kind of runs like ass. Okay, so maybe it's not all that. Maybe it's not all that worth doing. Yeah, I guess when you get to some of those later games, like this is what, an Atomis Wave game. So I guess some of the emulation on that on Fightcade is a little bit weird. But yeah, I have to figure out emulating that anyway. So I'm glad I get at least another stream to be able to figure that out, because that's a bridge I haven't crossed yet. I know it's playable. I just have to figure out what the best way to do it single player is. I have the PS2 game, if nothing else. EPSX2. Okay. I'm going to record this for posterity so that I know where to go when that time comes here. Let's see here. Oh, and my other bit of good news to report before we wrap is that at Bai's Warehouse is typing Ogi Hokuto no Ken Gekiuchi, the Fist of the North Star typing game that I ordered for Windows 95. Also on Nullbear. Okay, cool. I'm writing this down so I know where to go. And so sometime within the next couple streams, hopefully, not I won't have it by tomorrow or by Thursday, that's for sure. But maybe for next week, maybe the week after it, we should be able to see what the typing game looks like as well for Windows 95. So we also have that to look forward to. Yep. So that's kind of where we're at. We will be back again on Thursday at Typing of the North Star. That's right. You are already dictated. That's something. Yeah, there's something there. I'll workshop that. And I'll have gotten past the motorcycle guys for Thursday, I promise. I'm not going to subject you all to that nonsense, because that was some nonsense. So come on back Thursday as usual. We'll be here with Fist of the North Star. And have a good couple days until then, everyone. Bye-bye.